Wala akong sounds. Hello. Ganti BG gimana sih?
All right. Good morning. Okay, sound check. Good morning, afternoon, or evening to everyone tuning in from across the globe. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to the 2024 Global Alliances Education Training Development Month GAETDM Kickoff Webinar. This is coinciding with the 30th ASEAN Spot. My name is Cecile Cedra Buot, and I am this year's chairperson of GAETDM, and I am truly honored to be your Master of Ceremonies today. Having each one of you join us for this significant event is what makes it so special. To begin with, allow me to extend a heartfelt welcome to all our esteemed speakers, Professor Justin Green, FPRI Alive Honorable Fellow APRA, Honorable Fellow PRSK, President and CEO of Global Alliance for Public Relations Communication Management, Mr. Jeffrey Ami Osmar from Malaysia, Dr. Honoris Causa Pita Kamalgani from Indonesia, Ms. Fiona Cassidy from New Zealand, Ms. Ruby Wan from Hong Kong, Ms. Anna Pista from the Philippines, Mr. Norman Agatep from the Philippines, Dr. Katarina Wall from Australia, Dr. Juan Arbani Wan Nordin from Malaysia, Professor Jude William Ganilo from Bangladesh, and Dr. Nuthabun Chung from Thailand. Before we jump into our main agenda, I want to share something truly special with everyone. We've prepared an engaging video profile that highlights the journeys of the Global Alliance for Public Relations and Communication Management and the ASEAN PR Network, or APRN, as well as offering a sneak peek of the ASEAN Spot. So please sit back and enjoy as we show you these short videos.
The Global Alliance for Public Relations and Communication Management is the confederation of the world's major PR and communication management associations, institutions and training organizations representing over 360,000 practitioners and academics across 126 countries worldwide.
A not-for-profit organisation with 6 regional offices across the world, Global Alliance relies on the voluntary efforts and commitment of communication professionals to tackle common problems with a global perspective.
The Global Alliance's mission is to unify the public relations profession, raise professional standards all over the world, share knowledge for the benefit of its members, and be the global voice for public relations in the public interest.
By partnering with regional, national and international bodies to increase professionalism in public relations and communication management, this alliance works to enhance the collaborative competence of the industry among its constituents around the world.
Global Alliance is at the forefront of the representation of PR and communication management as a profession in which the importance of ethical behaviour is unquestionable. The development of a global protocol on ethics for public relations and the requirement that all Global Alliance members ratify it demonstrates this commitment to integrity.
The Global Alliance's vision is to enhance the role and value of public relations and communication management to organisations and to global society. We pursue this vision by convening and serving the profession, helping to find universal principles that unite our professional organisations and their members, while embracing diversity, inclusion and equality that enables a greater understanding within our global community.
Joining Global Alliance gives you the opportunity to engage with the world's communication professionals with free access to over 1,000 education, training and development programs, together with discounts from member conferences and organizations around the world.
The World Public Relations Forum, regional conferences, workshops and the Global PR and Communication Awards.
Network with world leaders, global members, and keep up to date on world trends, insights, international research projects, and employment opportunities with Global Alliance's digital bulletins and monthly newsletter.
Benchmark your training needs with Global Alliance's Capabilities Framework. Access the PRSA Learning Platform and the Museum of PR, the world's first online history of public relations of our member organizations.
Expand your knowledge to Global Alliance's public relations and communication model and the Approaching the Future annual reports.
Extensive free access to monthly focused programs such as ethical standards and best practice, education, training and development resources, global trends and communication transformation, diversity, equality and inclusion, health and well-being, celebrating the best of public relations and communications, student and young practitioner, and public relations and technology, among others.
Join universities, institutes and their graduates from around the world by securing the highest global public relations and communication accreditation qualification recognized worldwide.
Set professional standards with the global principles of ethical practice in PR and communication management and be informed with the Global Communications Report. Global Alliance in partnership supports the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals.
Join our Global Alliance Board, World Commission on Ethical Standards in Public Relations and Communications, or one of our 6 regional councils: Africa, Asia Pacific, Europe, Middle East, South Asia, Latin America, and North America.
So now you know. Go global, be global, and join Global Alliance.
The ASEAN Public Relations Network, or APRN, is the voice of public relations in ASEAN. PR leaders in Southeast Asia established the It was officially inaugurated at the ASEAN Secretariat, Jakarta, Indonesia. The objective of APRN is to create unity in public relations practices and to promote the public relations profession in the region with pride, dignity, and the highest ethical standards. We aim to uphold the highest PR professional standards in ASEAN with our one vision, one identity, and one community. APRN represents and provides professional support and recognition to thousands of individual practitioners and other public relations associations in the region. APRN achieves these objectives through its various activities, such as international PR conferences, international PR awards for PR associations and professionals in the region, international seminars, workshops and webinars. Through the years, APRN has succeeded in gathering together all PR professionals, PR institutions, and PR associations. We have made 2 declarations, a statement of commitment and analysis in Bali, Indonesia, and the Kuching Communique in Kuching, Sarawak, Malaysia in April 2019. APRN has successfully filed its accreditation with the ASEAN Secretariat in Jakarta, Indonesia, and has been working closely with the ASEAN Secretariat Office in Jakarta for various events and programs. Since 2015, APRN has gained global recognition through its membership of the Global Alliance for Public Relations and Communication Management, federation of the world's major PR and communication management associations and institutions. The Global Alliance represents 350,000 practitioners and academicians around the world. From 2019 to 2021, APRN's President Dr. H.C. Preeta Kamalgani, MBA, MCI PR, APR, was the chairperson for the Global Alliance Regional Council Asia Pacific, supported by regional council members from the Philippines, Australia, Malaysia, Indonesia, and China. And in 2019, APRN proudly announced the launching of the Global Alliance for Public Relations and Communication Management Asia Pacific Secretariat at the APRN Secretariat in Jakarta, Indonesia. Come and join the ASEAN Public Relations Network, a place where you can forge new friendships and enjoy learning from one another. Be part of the ASEAN PR Network's many activities. Aside from our conferences, awards and summits, APRN's programs include international accreditations, workshops and shorts and spots, and many others of public relations.
All right, okay. Okay, so following those videos, now we are all certain that we're feeling like a surge of inspiration. Now let's channel that inspiration as we start on our session today. Now, next in the line is, I would like to introduce to you our esteemed keynote speaker. But before we meet him, let me introduce you his incredible journey. Mr. Justin Green, an esteemed communication consultant with over 25 years in the industry, has an impressive track record. His experience spans across entertainment, marketing, and public relations, working with global superstars like Eminem, U2, and Beyonce, and significant events such as Presidents Obama and Clinton's visits to Ireland and the MTV Europe Music Awards. A former president and current vice president of the Public Relations Institute of Ireland, Justin was also appointed to the Global Alliance for Public Relations Communication Management's board in 2017, representing over 160,000 professionals worldwide. And now, let's welcome our esteemed keynote speaker, Mr. Justin Green. The stage is yours. All right, I think we're having some technical problems, but yeah, all right. Okay, now having me with here are the speakers and the moderators all over Asia. And I mentioned that from Philippines, we have two speakers, one moderating also, Mr. Norman. And this is more of our Asia Pacific region. And I would also like to share to all participants that we're also having another a webinar, a JATADM webinar that would also cover the other continents like the North America, the South Africa, and also in Europe, and that would be at the end of the month. So while waiting for Mr. Justin's video to be available and to be played, I would like to personally thank, first and foremost, our Global Alliance Asia Pacific Council members, and Mr. Jeffrey is actually
Video in.
webinar session that we will be having here. And just to share to you that as of now, we have 373 audience who participated. And thank you for all those who tuned in during your lunch break at this moment. You see, thank you. And you deserve a virtual round of applause to everyone. And we are very excited to share to you some new trends in public relations, communication management. And our theme is 2024 and beyond, what is in there, what is happening, and what is not yet happening, and we sort of like predicting and anticipating it. And of course, what are the challenges in the education sector? So let me know from the Secretariat team if we're okay to play Justin's video. Okay, then we're ready to go. So Justin, the screen is yours. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Justin Green, President and CEO of Global Alliance. Now, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you here today from right around the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, to Global Alliance's Education, Training and Development Month. I particularly want to welcome our young practitioners and students, who many from right around the world, 6 continents, are joining us here this morning. I also want to thank the Asia Pacific Regional Council, who have managed to put such a diverse education, training and development program together. There is something here for everyone, no matter what stage of your career you're at, to upskill and to learn more from knowledge sharing. So, to everyone in the Regional Council, thank you very much. Please, to all our members, please check out the Global Alliance website for daily updates on the actual month and our programs for you. Now, last year, we managed to give away over €2 million worth of education, training and development programs. And best of all these initiatives were free of charge. So please, I would encourage you to take this opportunity to upskill, to learn, to extend and reach out to your profession right around the world, and take skill sets and learnings and lessons learned from what will be on offer. It will enhance your skill set and it will bring you to your next level of education. So, on behalf of the Board of Global Alliance, I want to thank you for joining us, and we wish you all the best on Education, Training and Development Month. Take care.
Thank you, Justin. So now, as we transition to our main session, allow me to introduce our esteemed moderator for the first session, who will skillfully lead us in a conversation about exploring the future PR trends beyond 2024. So Mr. Jeffrey Osman is an executive coach, communication consultant, and CEO at World Communications Kuala Lumpur. With a 30-year career, he excels in PR and communication, specializing in media relations, ESG communication, and he's now the president, the chairperson of the Global Alliance of Asia Pacific, and he is a distinguished fellow at various institutions. And now, let's extend a warm welcome to our moderator for today, Mr. Jeffrey, the screen is yours.
All right. Thank you, Giselle. I hope you can hear me well. Anywhere you are in the world, can you just, yeah, all good, yeah?
All good?
Global Alliance Education Training Development Month 2024, exploring the future PR trends beyond 2024. Again, yeah, heartfelt thank you, Giselle, and the team at ASEAN PR Network Jakarta, LSPR Jakarta, thank you. Salam Ramadan, Happy Easter. I won't say happy April Fool's Day because we are all here to learn something new, but it is 1st of April, yeah. I am excited because GA and APRN, especially Global Alliance Asia Pacific, and all the council leaders, we are honored to have you, practitioners, students, agency leaders, and most importantly, I think the young executives who are online. Thank you so much for making time today. We will not disappoint you. That's our promise, and we will not disappoint you from now until 30th of October, 30th of April, where we will share hundreds of public relation materials, videos, podcasts, articles, research papers. Now, boys and girls, students, I'm targeting this to you because I think I would like to dedicate this 1-2 hours to you as well. The future of public relations and communication is exciting. World Communications, where I am at in Kuala Lumpur now, we are celebrating our 30th anniversary. 30 years of working in this agency. Actually, I've been working more than 30 years. We at the agency have adopted and adapted to many changes. I'll give you an example. When we started, key messages are just words. Now, key messages are also visuals for engagement. Number 2, AI is used at the agency. And we use it not just, we don't just use ChatGPT, we use AI work to make our work easier and faster. TikTok is not just a social tool. TikTok is a working tool at the agency. It is one of our primary tactics as well. Number 3, engagement, mental stress, ethics, ESG, and especially after COVID, yeah, empathy are real and must be illustrated. I got this book, Shaka Zulu. I just came back from Zambia last week. I was mentioning to a few of my colleagues. This book, I don't know whether you can see it clearly. It's called Shaka Zulu. Very good read. Hang on, let me see. Yeah, Shaka Zulu. It's a very good read because there are many lessons for us PR practitioners that we can take away. Yeah, I'll just give you a few of the chapters, which is so relevant for education, training, and development. Number 1, to be a conqueror, be an apprentice of the conqueror. So I think this education program is about you learning from some mentors as well to be the conqueror in public relations and communication. 2, not according to Jeff, according to Shaka Zulu, the warrior, 250 years ago, be a good strategist or get a good strategist to be running a PR campaign. Number 3, go where angels fear to tread. Meaning you have to be creative, and most importantly, being a practitioner, you have to innovate. Yeah. If not, you won't go far. Number 4, this is 200 years ago. Yeah. Be obsessed with world-class technologies. So important. Technologies will take us far in public relations today. And finally, this is a shocker for me in the book. I'm not lying. This is in one of the chapters. It says, never believe your own public relations team. Woohoo! Yeah. So that's very interesting read. Yeah. And I just flip over the page where it says, don't believe your own public relations team. Basically, it says in one sentence, never think you have arrived. Remain critical of your products, your system, your organization, your service, however successful you are. Hence, jeng, jeng, jeng. That's why we are here at the Global Alliance Education, Training and Development Month. We would like to impart some knowledge. We have mentors online, and we hope to upgrade, we hope to upskill and reskill ourselves as PR professionals. Now, we have 4 great speakers in my session. And I think it's just important that we concentrate and spend 5-10 minutes on each speaker because there's a lot to impart. First, we have our dear mentor, a dear professional, my sister in Jakarta, Dr. Prita Kemal Ghani. She is the president of ASEAN Public Relations Network. She is the entrepreneur extraordinaire and president and chair of London School of Public Relations. And she is the former chair of Global Alliance Asia Pacific region. Prita received a Global Icon Award from Global Alliance and is a fellow at Institute Public Relations Malaysia. Coventry University UK awarded Prita an honorary doctorate in PR in 2021, and she has won many accolades in Jakarta and in ASEAN and of course internationally. Ibu Prita will today share her thoughts on ESG is the new era in business today. Very true. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Prita Kemal Ghani.
Hello, welcome to Global Alliance Education Training and Development Month 2024. My name is Prita Kemal Ghani, and I'm the president of ASEAN Public Relations Network. My topic today is ESG is the new era in business today. As we all aware that public relation trend in 2023 and 2024 discuss more into social responsibility like SDG, CSR, and ESG. Many people still have confusions of SDG, ESG, and sustainability. Let us now introduce you to ESG. ESG stands for Environment, Social, and Governance. ESG factors include climate change, labor practice, board diversity, and business ethics, and also among others. This is a new happening in the history that most of the global top 10 universities belong to the United States of America University or United Kingdom University. But now the first in history, ASEAN University, National University Singapore, become number 8 of the global top 10 university. This is happening because Chief Executive US ranking in the world, Jessica Turner, mentioned there are new 3 metrics in measurement for global top 10 university. The first one is institution commitment to sustainability. This is therefore, and US become number 8 in the top 10 global. And number 2 is about employment outcomes and employer reputation. And then international research work. Then let's talk again about ESG, and the first E is environment. The metric is about resource management and biodiversity. The climate change, businesses have a significant impact on the climate change through their carbon emission, waste production, and other environmental factors. So that's why after United Arab Emirates Dubai COP28 last November 2023 has made big company like KPMG, EY, PwC, McKinsey, Deloitte, Bain, and many others implement 3 days working from office and 2 day working from home. This is for the save the and also for the sustainability. The same practice also implement in our campus in LSPR. We implement LSPR hybrids learning, which is on campus 3 days and off campus 1 day. Number two, also resource management. We have to responsible on water usage, energy consumption, and waste disposal. Companies can improve their environmental impact by implementing more efficient resource management, like switch off the light when it's not used, and also switch off the aircon when we are not around in the room. And the same sustainability practice also implement in LSPR in terms of the paper use. We no longer use paper in our campus. The first that we practice is no more thesis paper. All now we transfer into digital-based thesis. And we also encourage students, lecturers, and staff to use stairs instead of lift to save the electricity and energy. And we also encourage students to love planting, as we need to help this for the biodiversity. And ESG considers require company to protect and to preserve biodiversity, including natural habitat and ecosystem. As Bill Gates said during the COP28, he said that planting trees will not solve the climate problem. Better to invest in new technology for carbon removal, clean energy, and electric vehicle, and to implement policies like carbon taxes that could fund future green technology. This is what happened in Indonesia. We have a huge panel solar that we just planted in Indonesia. And we also use a solar panel for our new campus in Bali. And also the big band Coldplay just came to Indonesia and Malaysia. And for the sake of ESG and SDGs, Coldplay donated a big ships to clean the river in Indonesia and in Malaysia. And number two, from the ESG, the commitment to the S metric is employer relation, community program, and product responsibility. Employer relation, men and women have the same opportunity in order to get a good position and to do the same tax. And also women able to pursue their career by the company helping the woman for taking care of the young children to have a space in the office in the company. And number two, community engagement. Of course, we also encourage students, lecturers, and staff to do such a charitable giving and volunteer work for many programs, like LSPR teaching program. We let our students experience living in the village, and we let the students practice on teaching and mentoring the children in the village. And we also allow students to help building houses for the ages and renovations of sport fields and also habitat for humanity. We also help the people nearby our campus, empowering women to do an entrepreneurship to defeat poverty. And then, of course, in the third of ESG, as metric is product responsibility. Company must ensure that their product are safe and meet ethical standard, and should consider the potential impact of their product on the society and the environment. Then why invest in ESG? First, consumers are willing to pay a premium for goods from brands that are environmentally responsible. Number two, employees are increasingly looking for mission-driven, purpose-led by employers who care about the planet and when deciding where to work. If the employers care of the environment, certainly the employers will also care for the employee. The government, investors, employees, and customers now demanding the new level of enterprise accountability, including action to address climate change. And also, many of the world's top economies have all one developing requirement around environmental impact, driving businesses to cut or GHG, greenhouse gas emission. And then understanding ESG. Companies which practice sustainability will have a better future. Consumers buy our product not because of what we are doing, but why we are doing it. Consumers choose the product because they know who makes the product. People like to buy from the people they like. Thank you very much, and have an enjoyable educations month. Thank you very much, and wish you enjoy the Global Alliance Educations and Training Development Month. Bye. See you.
Thank you, Ibu. Thank you, Prita Kemal Gani. That was a very rich and important topic for us to kickstart our panel discussion or panel presentation. ESG is now not just a buzzword, it is regulated in many countries in the world. In our agency, for example, we used to do CSR report as part of the annual reports. Then there were sustainability reports. Now it is part of the requirement of the stock market in Malaysia that all public listed companies submit their own ESG report together with the financial report. Now, it is regulated and you can get on the wrong side of the law if you don't perform according to the standards required. On the bigger picture, I must say that, as mentioned by Prita, it is true that ESG is not just regulated, but on the policy level, on the government level, there's SDG, Sustainable Development Goal. And as all of us are aware, Sustainable Development Goal, there are 17 goals to look at. But at Global Alliance, we have requested at the United Nations to do the 18th goal, which is responsible communication. Many topics on responsible communication due to misinformation, disinformation, and fake news makes responsible communication critical. Thank you, Prita Kemal Gani, for the first presentation and for being the first panelist this afternoon in Kuala Lumpur and in Jakarta. Next, very important that we go straight to New Zealand. Ms. Fiona Cassidy has 25 years of experience in communication and public relations. She is also recognized as one of New Zealand's senior communication professionals. Fiona has been a PR leader in various industries and also for non-profit organizations. She was the first chairperson of Public Relations Institute of New Zealand, and she is the life member at PRINZ. She is a board member of various organizations and has been with GA since 2015. And she is now an active member of Global Alliance Asia Pacific and a regular visitor in the ASEAN region. And we just love having Fiona in ASEAN. A brilliant personality, a good dancer, a friend of Jakarta and Kuala Lumpur. Ladies, please give a big hand to Fiona Cassidy.
Kia ora koutou, from New Zealand. It's in the evening, so thanks so much for making yourself available today. So I've got 3 trends that I want to talk to, which are really, really important and which we as communications people need to ensure that we do our part in making our organisations better. The first trend that I would like to speak to is disinformation. Can we go to the first trend, please? Now, what you will probably know is that in recent years, many organisations have lost trust in their governments and they have lost trust in their media. What that has led to is disinformation, misinformation, and fake news. Now, the reason that we're actually going to concentrate on disinformation is that disinformation appears to be true, but it is deliberately intended to mislead you. Now, our brain constantly seeks confirmation on beliefs and that we have and values that we have. And that is why information is actually very good at making us think differently. Often it will play on our emotions and it captures our attention. So it's really important that both as comms professionals and those who work in public relations, that when we look to find information, we look for multiple sources. Now, disinformation has a number of techniques that we need to be available, to understand. The first is that often they have automated scripts or online bots. Now, a bot actually performs automated tasks on the internet and it finds selected target audiences and it starts to create certain messages and hopes in that doing it, it'll stick. The other things is the algorithms on social media, whether that be our smartphone, our computer, or our tablet, use apps to spread information because we end up in an information bubble where we continually hear certain things and we think that they're true. That's why, again, it is so important to look at multiple sources to ensure that what you're hearing is true. Other techniques that they use are gaslighting, so spreading a false rumour that causes people to begin to question what's going on. Or trolling is often used, so they engage with people like us and they tend to make us think something is right when it isn't. The importance of words and language and disinformation are incredibly important. And we have to ensure that when we are doing our communications, that we are authentic, we are fact-based, and that people can always see the truth. And finally, when it comes to disinformation, we can fall into believing false information or fallacies. As communications professionals, as information becomes more available, it is really important to ensure that the communications that you do are always based in fact and are always open and look to discredit those around who are trying to provide false information. The second trend that I'd like to talk to you about, and we've already covered this, if we could go to the next slide, is climate change and climate migration. As we know, we only have one world. And in the last probably 50 years, we as humans have not looked after the world as well as we should. Earlier in this presentation today, we heard from Ibu Preta and how important ESG is. We are starting to see forestation and having an effect. We are starting to see the warming of seas having an effect on the way that we live. It is really important that in our world of communications, that we ensure that we support our organisation in the different policies and programs which will allow us to ensure that we are good citizens of the world. Now, we can lead by example in everything that we do. It could be as simple as turning off a light, or as we heard earlier today, not using paper. It can be us not using a vehicle if potentially we can bike. Now, as individuals, we have an opportunity to do things, but as organisations, as Ibu Prita has already pointed out, it is fundamental that we have a social license to operate by ensuring that all that we do looks to invest in making the climate a better place. The third matter that I would like to talk to you about is communication leadership. Now, one of the things that is happening in our world is the way we used to operate as communications professionals and practitioners has changed. Our world has changed. We now have a new norm after COVID-19. That could be in the spaces and the places that we meet. I was brought up where every day I would go into the office and I would work there all day. Now what we see around the world, whether it be in the lecture halls or inside our communities, is we see things differently. We are using technology to allow us to socialize and communicate more effectively. The world is absolutely looking and dealing with so much geopolitical conflict. And there has been, as I've pointed out, a loss of public trust and confidence. But technology has changed where we now, and we'll hear about it more later, we have these new tools which are actually going to enable us to do things better. To be good communications professionals in the future, we need to think outside what we do in comms and understand the environments that we work in, our business and where it fits within the environment it works with. And we need to understand our communities, whether that be the workers that we work with, those that we manage, or our families, and ensure that when we are providing communications advice, we are doing it within a wider brief, understanding that we cannot look at comms by itself. It is actually part of a bigger thing. And as communications leaders, we have to ensure that we are at each table providing our advice to our chief executives, to our community bodies, ensuring that we're taking our family along with us to make this world a better place. Thank you so much for your time.
So much, Fiona. It's such a pleasure having you in this afternoon in Kuala Lumpur. The leaders in organization plays a big role in gelling communications together too. And one big factor mentioned by Ibu Preta earlier on ESG and now here is about ESG and disinformation as mentioned by Fiona. Now, AI will be a big factor spoken about by all four panelists. And I think just to illustrate the power of AI and how it helps you and sometimes distorts information, by the agency we see as a helping tool to make our work faster. I'll give you an example. In January, we had the Health and Well-being Month by Global Alliance. I submitted a video on mental health, and it only took one of my executives 5 minutes to use an AI platform or an AI app called Heygen, Heygen, to make me sound truly Spanish. I'll show you the video now, yeah? Just have a look at the video.
Mental health for all, stop stigmatization. Hello, Jeffrey from Malaysia here. As we celebrate the Global Alliance for PR and Communication Month, Health and Wellbeing Month in the month of January 2024, let us all reflect and think about our health and well-being, as well as all the people around us. Stigmas will continue to happen, and I think the theme created in Malaysia can be shared globally, which is mental health for all and stop stigmatization. So remember, Global Alliance PR and Communication Management Health and Wellbeing Month, January 2024. Salud mental para todos, detener la estigmatización. Hola Jeffrey desde Malasia aquí, mientras celebramos la Alianza Global para el Mes de Relaciones Públicas y Comunicación, el Mes de la Salud y el Bienestar en enero de 2024, reflexionemos y pensemos en nuestra salud y bienestar, así como en las personas que nos rodean. Aún así, la misa seguirá ocurriendo y creo que el tema creado en Malasia puede ser compartido a nivel mundial, que es la salud mental para todos y detener la estigmatización. No olvides que en enero de 2024 se llevará a cabo el Mes de Salud y Bienestar, organizado por Alianza Global de Relaciones Públicas y Gestión de Comunicación.
There you go. So you can be a speaker of multiple languages in the world of AI. But remember, people can also use your video and they can put various languages inside your mouth. And this is the problem of misinformation, disinformation, and fake news. But I'm just happy that I'm able to communicate in various languages using AI apps called Heygen. Yeah, you can look it up online. Now, moving on straight to Hong Kong. With more than 25 years of experience in public relations and communication. In Hong Kong, Ruby has managed all works related to the industry. Ruby is currently the founder CEO of Wasabi Creation, PR consultancy and award-winning agency. Ruby has been rewarded and awarded many awards in Hong Kong, one of which is the Consul General's Commendation Award for her contribution to promoting mutual understanding and friendship between Japan and Hong Kong. Yeah, she is the immediate past president of Hong Kong Public Relations Professionals Association, and she's involved with many associations and NGO in Hong Kong. A good friend of mine, she's been to Kuala Lumpur, and I hope she comes again to Kuala Lumpur. She is with Global Alliance Asia Pacific. Ruby will now present PR and Communication Strength 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand to Miss Ruby Wan.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Warm greetings from Hong Kong. Today is very hot in Hong Kong, 32 degrees Celsius. Okay, well, today I'm going to share with you 3 trends, which I think is very important in PR and communications. Actually, number 1, can we go to the PowerPoint, please? The slides, page 1. Okay, number 1 is influencer marketing. I'm sure, well, it is a tool for PR right now. And I don't know Asia, but in Hong Kong is really rising. I mean, the demand is rising in KOL engagement. So most of the clients would like to engage KOL, which we call key opinion leaders, to promote their products, to tell the story of their products. So it seems that KOL is the storyteller in nowadays, right? And of course, this is not only the one tool for communication, but it seems that this is very important, and the importance is growing. Okay. I think why the Crown choose KOL engagement as one of the communication tools or the major communication tools is data, well, the availability of data analysis. Okay, because for all those KOL engagement, we can monitor the result of those Facebook posts, of those promotions. So this is a way to monitor the what we call the KPI, to our client. So KOL engagement is the rising trend. Okay. It really cover all aspects of fields, I should say. So the cycle or the process of influencer marketing is very simple. First, identify right KOL. Okay. Identify right person to tell your brand story. Second, to engage them. Okay. Well, through the storytelling way, through video, through articles, through Facebook, mainly on Facebook, actually. Third, to do the analysis of the results, okay? To do assessment, how the storytelling is effective on the social media platform. So these are the steps that you have to remember. Well, for the spending, actually the ad spending on influencer marketing is growing in Hong Kong. So last year, the total spending is about 660 million. That is US dollar 8.5 million. Actually, it's not a big number, but it shows that it is growing very fast. I should say for the past year, it grows like 30 to 40%, okay, on the KOL or influencer marketing expenses. Okay, second, I want to highlight is application of AI. Yes, okay. Well, for the application of AI, it really changed the delivery of news to the readers. Okay, so through apps and systems that that remember readers' preference and characteristics, media outlets really target their audience more effectively and provide them the right news that they are interested for their interests and what they need. So it seems that because of the application of AI, so news dispatch is more targeting in a way, right, to the main target. So personalization of news, I think it didn't happen maybe 10 years before. Now it's available because of the application of AI. Okay, so you can see the news that you are interested, because the news will pop up, from time to time on your cell phone, right? So this is really a major changes on the communications, right? And second, one of point you have to remember that AI doesn't mean all for communication. AI doesn't have creativity or originality, that I think. Yes, it's only a tool. When you use AI, remember that it doesn't cover all. And still, you have to monitor the results generated from AI. Okay. Well, I think most of the PR agents are using AI like GPT right now for translation or article writings. I think those are okay, but the main point is you have to monitor the the quality. So quality control is very important. Okay, of course, it make you spend less of time on writing articles and translation, but it's really important that AI is cool, like communication is warm. Okay, remember that. So when you apply AI, please remember that you need to maintain the accuracy. Well, remember there may be some of the copyright issue when you use AI. Okay, so these are the main points you have to remember when you use AI. Okay, third, I want to highlight is GBA. Can we go to the next PPT? Okay, this is very special in Hong Kong. Yeah, Greater Bay China. Okay, so it happens 3 years before actually. Okay, so GBA includes 9 cities, plus Macau and Hong Kong. So altogether 11 cities. Well, it will be actually is economic hub. Okay, a huge market, which is on the size of population, I should say 10 times of Hong Kong. Okay, Hong Kong is 7 million, but the whole GBA is 70 million. That means the market in Hong Kong is bigger and huge right now. So what happened? First, cross-border collaboration. We see more and more cross-border collaboration right now. I mean, I think like Malaysia and Singapore, right? Yeah. Okay. Because the border is so slim right now. So sometimes when we do communicate, we don't consider Hong Kong only. We consider the whole GBA right now. So it's difficult because when you deliver the content, I should say content, you have to do some conversion, not only translation, but the way of communication is quite different. Okay, so it becomes more multi-language. Because in the past, we only take care Cantonese and English, but now it's different. We have to take care English, Chinese, Cantonese, and Mandarin as well. So Mandarin is most important right now in Hong Kong. When you plan to work in Hong Kong, make sure you pick up Mandarin. Okay, so I just want to show the market is really different right now in Hong Kong. Okay. So, so what about the communications tools? What's the best communication tools right now? I should say social media is number one. Okay. Now we seldom do press release and we seldom do press conference. Yeah, in Hong Kong. Yeah, because if you want to convey your message, not in Hong Kong to the 11 cities in GBA, you have to use a very effective channel and platform. So social media is the first and most important communication tools right now. But remember, the social media platform or system in Hong Kong and China is totally different. So if you want to work with China or you want to communicate with China, remember you have to learn from scratch. Yeah, for their social media way of communications. Okay, so these are the 3 trends I would like to highlight. But in conclusion, never stop learning, I should say. Yeah, keep learning. Well, equipped with good social media skills. Okay, equipped with good AI skills. Those are the important skills that we have to equip in the coming years. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruby One. Thank you so much for joining us. Opportunities, opportunities at GBA in Hong Kong and China. Opportunity, and I tell you something, Ruby. My niece and my nephews and my friends' children are all in Chinese, learning Mandarin in Malaysia. Oh yes, oh yes.
Cool.
We will be
That's important.
contacting you by next year to get some opportunities in GBA. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But it is an opportunity, and there's so many investments done by China, of course, in this region. But more importantly, to adopt and adapt another language will take us far. Thank you, Ruby. Using key opinion leaders critical, using third parties critical, using AI and storytellers very important. Influencer marketing is growing in the region, very much so. Yeah. But most important, the phrase, before I introduce the next speaker, and this is so relevant to the next speaker. AI is cool. Miss Anna Pista is our soul sister. You see how I've introduced you, Anna? A professional PR and communication expert, but most importantly, a brilliant singer. You see what I've done there as well? Anna is a seasoned PR professional with more than 20 years of experience in public relation campaigns, ideation, and implementation. She handles technology, PR, and specializes in digitalization, PR, and com campaigns. She works with huge tech brands such as Microsoft. Anna is also an active member and trustee of Public Relations Society of the Philippines and works and is one of the leaders in PRSP. I've met her a couple of times in Manila together with Norman. Thank you so much for the kind invitation. I've always enjoyed my stay in Manila. And Anna, this afternoon, will present the 2024 PR trends that will transform the PR landscape. As mentioned, her music and singing will melt you and I. Let us see whether she has taken my bait. No pressure. All yours, ladies and gentlemen, Ana Pista in Manila. To Ana.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. So I'm always obliged to sing a short, song for everyone. So this is gonna be very short because I know we're lack of time. But wait and see, because there are three things that I would underscore, that I will score today, as to the PR trends that will transform the PR landscape 2024 and beyond. So for that, let's have a break. I'll sing a song as per request. Okay. This is gonna be short, so bear with me. This is always a surprise, but yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Okay, I'm having covers. There's the -1. I hope you hear it. Okay, I'll just sing a verse and then proceed with my presentation. Oh, this is a sad song. Wish I could be the one who could give you love, the kind of love you really need. Wish I could say to you that I'll always stay with you. But baby, that's not me. You need someone willing to give their heart and soul to you. Promise you forever, baby, that's something I can do. Oh, I could say that I'll be all you need, but that would be a lie. I know I'd only hurt you. I know I'd only make you cry. I'm not the one you needed. I love you. Goodbye. There. That's a short break. Thank you, everyone. That's a request by our GAP team. Thank you. And yes, going to a more serious discussion, I'm very pleased to be invited and to speak in this webinar. And I'm excited to share with you the 2024 PR trends that will transform the PR landscape. So others are already shared by Miss Fiona and Miss Ruby, like the disinformation and the AI, but I would like to score in the issues that revolves around this information and the AI, and of course another trend that I will discuss later. So next slide, please. There's a lot of relevant trends that we have to look out for as PR professionals this year, but I narrowed it down to three. First one is AI fueled disruption. Second is misinformation and disinformation. And the third is geopolitical turbulence. All these three will have a significant implications, which will vividly depict realities of reputation management this 2024. What has AI got to do with what we do as PR professionals? PR is one of the industries that benefit from AI and data automation. AI-powered PR tools can effectively collect, process, and analyze vast amount of data, including media coverage and mentions, social media conversations, and audience sentiments. This allows PR professionals gather valuable insights on trending topics, audience behavior, and campaign performance to help make informed decisions, optimize strategies and approaches more effectively, as well as measure and demonstrate the value of PR better. However, let's dig deeper as to our understanding of AI. This year, numerous surveys have suggested that PR's entanglement with generative AI is slowly becoming more real than a theory compared to when it started in 2015. Most experts say that many agencies are already rolling and using all kinds of AI applications for business development and communications. For example, new market research finds that AI usage among US professionals doubled over the past 6 months. Although it is notable that in Asia Pacific, clients are still reserved with AI. Now, should we be worried about these changes, knowing fully well that there are plenty of valid concerns about AI's accuracy, bias, and ease of use? There is no doubt that all of the discussions and theory about AI will amount to a radical shift. Again, a radical shift. This is yet to be seen, but there's no doubt that AI will transform the PR landscape, further impacting the next generation of communicators as to the way they do things. AI will definitely reshape the traditional agency model. Now, given this, what should we do given the situation? I have narrowed it down to three takes. One, communication experts should give enough attention on AI. We should know its risks and dangers and explain it in ways that are not terrifying. Okay, terrifying in such a way that like you're gonna lose your job, AI will do our job for our clients and stuff. So this is not the way to deal with it. We should understand its risks and dangers. AI, on balance, is more a friend than a foe, with the potential to transform the lives of many and positively support and drive organizational missions and purpose. Number two, communication experts should upskill, ensuring that they are developing their skills and capabilities to be prepared and ready for the future world of work. We should not be afraid of this. We should learn this. We should upskill our knowledge on these things. Number 3, communication experts should go hand in hand in preserving the integrity of what our real function is as communicators, having a common set of guidelines and guardrails. Policies on AI are yet to be formed. There's a lot of organizations, convening together to have a policy on AI. So we should be part of that. We should aim at putting together this framework. Regulation of AI around the world will struggle to keep up with the pace of change as technology advances. While we are working at it, self-regulation will be crucial. Developing and implementing ethical and responsible frameworks surrounding AI will be necessary to help business leaders navigate the legal and ethical risks while also focusing on transparency, data integrity, accountability, and sustainability. So that's one, AI. Next is misinformation and disinformation. This was mentioned by Fiona earlier. So I will just score in the things that we need to do to be prepared with this. Nowadays, the technology has become more sophisticated in creating and disseminating fake news. Fake news is already being turbocharged by the ability to create deep fakes using both video and audio, what we have just seen presented by Jeffrey a while ago, and the willingness of social media companies to promote and amplify this information in the name of free speech. So since May 2023, website hosting AI-created fake news have increased by more than 1,000%, increasing from 49 sites to more than 600 sites, according to NewsGuard, an organization that tracks misinformation. That's a big leap, 1,000% increase from 49 sites to 600 sites doing misinformation. Scary. Journalism is in a state of flux. New digital platforms have unleashed innovative journalistic practices that enable novel forms of communication and greater global reach than at any point in human history. But on the other hand, disinformation and hoaxes that are popularly referred to as fake news are accelerating and affecting the way individuals interpret daily development. Driven by foreign actors, citizen journalism, and the proliferation of talk radio and cable news, many information systems have become more polarized and contentious, and there has been a precipitous decline in public trust in traditional journalism. Fake news and sophisticated disinformation campaigns are especially problematic in democratic systems, and there is growing debate on how to address these issues without undermining the benefits of the digital media. Now, this is what I want to score. In order to maintain an open democratic system, it is important that government, business, and consumers work together to solve the problem. Number 1, government should promote news literacy and strong professional journalism in their societies. 2, the news industry must provide high-quality journalism in order to build public trust and correct fake news and disinformation without legitimizing them. And last but not the least, number 3, technology companies should invest in tools that identify fake news, reduce financial incentives for those who profit from disinformation, and improve online accountability. Education institutions should make informing people about news literacy and high priority. Last but not the least, finally, individuals should follow a diversity of news sources and be skeptical of what they read and watch. So those are the simple items that we can do as PR professionals in addressing disinformation and misinformation. It seems very easy and, very spot on, very, simply we can understand this, but it is easier said than done. So we have to form together in creating this group that would fight against fake news. All right. The number 3 trend that I see, and during my research, I was sort of like in agreement with this thing, is the geopolitical turbulence. Okay. During Davos happened last, few months ago, a new survey of comms leaders by company called Page identifies geopolitics as the primary risk to business for the year ahead. They see international conflicts and elections as the paramount critical risk demanding businesses' attention in 2024. What has this got to do with us? We are the ones who orchestrate, we are the ones who make strategies, and we are the ones putting together the message of the brands that we carry. If you're from an agency or if you're straight from the brand, we are the ones crafting these messages. And we have to consider geopolitical turbulence in doing these strategies because this is a risk. In anticipating the risk, communicators and their organizations should align their communication strategies on the following. I put in 7. 1 is economic growth. 2 is job creation or skills development. 3, environmental concerns. 4, corruption. 5, mental health. 6, income inequality. And 7, trust in key societal institutions. The central messaging that we do for our brand and for our clients should be focused on these 7 discussion points, addressing the public's expectations, building trust, and contributing meaningfully to the broader societal conversation. So in conclusion, there is no escaping the significant implications that these 3 trends have for the corporate communications function, which will vividly depict the realities of reputation management for business in 2024. So let's watch out for these 3 trends and incorporate it in the messaging, in everything that we do with the brands and with the clients that we handle. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Anna Pista from Manila. Brilliant presentation. I must say that there are common grounds or common topics or common areas with all 4 speakers and also common points with Shaka Zulu Warrior. So I think in conclusion, first of all, of course, I've got to say thank you, Anna, thank you, Ruby, thank you, Fiona, and thank you, Ibu Prita Kemalgani. The few things that we have learned and we're going to take away is be careful of fake news, misinformation and disinformation. There are loads of it on social media. PR and technology and influencer marketing will take you far beyond 2024. AI is a big factor in our PR and communications work. ESG is not just important, it is regulated in many parts of the world. And of course, being a PR professional, we must understand the geopolitical situation that's happening around the world. Please read, please learn, please share. Yeah. In conclusion, I think the future is bright if PR professionals do it right. This is Global Alliance Education Trend and Development Month for you. I just hope and I wish that we all become a humble strategist, be a team player. And I would like to sign off with World Communications 30th Anniversary tagline, live, love, and enjoy life. Back to Giselle in Jakarta. Thank you.
A big thank you to you, Mr. Jaffrey, and our esteemed speakers. how we wish that we have enough time to get your questions. But just the same, please feel free to key in your questions and we'll gather them and we'll share to you the responses from our esteemed speakers. All right. So thank you so much, Chapri, again to Dr. Prita, Miss Fiona from New Zealand. I know it's quite late already there. Miss Ruby and Miss Anna, thank you for sharing your insightful discussions and with us. And everyone, again, let's give them a virtual round of applause. So before we transition to our next session, because we're running out of time, we would like to share some extraordinary news with you. The 2024 World PR Forum will be coming to the Island of the Gods, Bali, Indonesia. This will be in November 2024, hosted by Global Alliance and Per Humas. So this will bring the theme of purposeful influence for the common good. See? So the gathering is a melting pot of seasoned experts and emerging young professionals in public relations, all converging to exchange transformative ideas and practices. So let us show you a sneak peek video and enjoy this so that this will give us also some excitement and looking forward in November 2024. So please, let's watch the WPRF 2024 sneak peek video in Bali, Indonesia. Yes, so that was an amazing sneak peek. So please tune in at www.prforum.co.id. Okay, so you would have to monitor us, and there's already a countdown until November 2024. So hope to see you all in Bali. Okay, now let's now proceed to our second panel discussion, delving into the topic of navigating education and training challenges in public relations and communication management. So our esteemed panelists will offer their expertise and insights on this pivotal aspect of our field. So before we immerse ourselves in the discussion, allow me to introduce our esteemed moderator for this session. With over 30 years of experience, Mr. Norman Agatep leads Grupo Agatep, a top-tier corporate and marketing communication agency in the Philippines. Notable clients include Philippine Department of Tourism, Shell Philippines, McDonald's, Emirates, Intel, and many more. Former president of PRSP and IMMAP, Norman currently serves as president of 4As. He's also a board advisor of PRSP and a member of Global Alliance Asia Pacific Committee. So Norman was honored with the 2017 CEO Excel Award by IABC Philippines. So with his expertise and guidance, Mr. Norman will steer our conversation toward meaningful insights and constructive dialogue. And now I would like to welcome Mr. Norman to become our moderator for the second sharing session. So Mr. Norman, the screen is yours.
Thank you very much, Giselle, and pleasant afternoon from the Philippines, where I'm at. Thank you for staying on for our second part of this wonderful webinar that's being hosted by Global Alliance as well as APRN. Just a while ago, we've been discussing about future trends or trends that we are currently seeing and anticipating in PR that we should expect not only in 2024, but beyond this year. This second panel, however, is going to be discussing navigating education and training challenges in PR and communication management. And while you might say that the previous panel was for PR professionals and this panel session is for educators in PR, I would like to disagree. They're in fact very much interlinked. In the education system, of course, especially for those of us who are teaching PR, our goal really is to equip our students with as many tools as possible to make them effective communicators and professionals in public relations once they graduate and leave the walls of our schools, right? And we are going to talk about their challenges in this second panel. However, once they become professionals, it is also very important that they upskill themselves and contribute. All of you are professionals in PR today. We are hoping that you may contribute to the system so that you, alongside the educators of public relations, can cooperate and collaborate to help fuel the tools that we are going to give our students so that we are equipped year by year, even as the industry of PR develops and evolves constantly, that the system works like clockwork, and that we are continuously fueling our community and our country and society with the PR professionals that we need. To help us in this discussion, we do have very esteemed guests from different parts of Asia Pacific, and I'd like to introduce the first one who has a video for us to enjoy. Our first speaker is an associate professor in the School of Management and Marketing at Curtin University in Perth, Australia, and lead the Faculty of Business and Law's Public Relations program. She draws on more than 20 years of communication and media experience as an educator and industry professional with communication and research roles in Germany, Spain, the United Kingdom, and Australia. Originally trained as a publishing manager, her outlook on life has been shaped by a deep passion for books and an appreciation for the gift of education, driven by a desire to question, explore, and understand. Her work has been recognized with a range of local, national, and international awards, both for teaching and research contributions. Please welcome to your screens, Dr. Katharina Wolf.
Hello, my name is Katharina Wolf. I'm an associate professor at Curtin University in Western Australia. And unfortunately, I will be out of range on Monday when this event takes place. Australia, and especially Western Australia, is one of those last frontiers in the world where, I don't know, as soon as you leave the capital city, you actually end up with absolutely no connectivity. It's a bit of an enforced detox, really. But I'm really excited to be here and share some thoughts, or rather start a conversation. That's where I'm really coming from. I thought I would start with providing some context and some insight into public relations, communication education in Australia. Education institutions are very much dispersed around the coast of our vast country across multiple time zones, which can provide a challenge for collaboration, but also opens us up to opportunities further afield. I mean, contrary to many other contexts around the world, most of Australian peer academics have extensive industry experience in Australia and overseas. And as a multicultural country, our workforce is somewhat diverse. And as we've discovered, thanks to research only quite recently, not quite as diverse as it should be to reflect the makeup of Australian society. So indeed, Australian public relations professionals do not represent the broader population, even less so than academics. And due to an underrepresentation of especially minorities and those from English as a second language backgrounds, and primarily First Nations practitioners, we've got a huge lack of them there. So this in itself is a major challenge for Australia. From an academic perspective, one of our key challenges is the lack of dedicated codes and identifiers. Yes, the multidisciplinary nature of public relations makes it particularly interesting and rewarding, but the lack of a unique research code undermines efforts to clearly establish PR as an academic discipline in its own right. And further, the fact that PR courses are typically embedded and consequently coded under marketing, broader offerings in humanities, and multiple other areas means that it has been challenging to neatly track graduate outcomes. So we see a conflating of areas, and we also see increasingly courses being further embedded in as part of broader offerings, which can be quite tricky. Our national accreditation program has recently undergone a full review, resulting in an extensive report and a series of recommendations that have been made to the Public Relations Institute of Australia, which actually has recently rebranded as Communication Public Relations Australia. However, from a professional body perspective, there appears to have been a shift in focus away from tertiary education to industry-informed and run short courses facilitated by senior CPRA representatives and industry leaders. So this will be a really interesting area to watch, especially given that one of our key challenges for Australian public relations programs is the fact that they're often virtually invisible due to limited understanding and awareness by school-based career counsellors. So what is needed is a coordinated effort to, ironically really, clearly communicate the multifaceted career opportunities associated with the PR or strategic communication education. But let's move on to my thoughts on some of the broader challenges. There are three key areas that really stand out for me. First of all, yes, it's AI. One of the key advantages of working in an industry-connected discipline that requires continuous content updates to respond to the world around us is that our conversations around AI take on a very different form than those by many of our colleagues. As we focus on authentic assessments and often peer-based, client-based projects, plagiarism really hasn't been a major issue of concern for us as it has been for many of my other colleagues. However, the question really is for me, how do we appropriately equip the next generation of communicators and communication leaders? AI is now a given. It's firmly embedded in industry practice, but how do we as educators upskill fast enough to teach appropriate skills? And how do we ensure ethical considerations remain at the forefront? Second, so much has happened in the measurement and evaluation space over the past decade, and that's very exciting in itself. A huge shift, lots of publications, lots of exciting applied thinking. But there nevertheless remains, or I remain dismayed when I realise how little has often changed in industry practice. So focus on AVEs and the desire to place a dollar value on public relations outcome seems to remain. I'm confident that as educators, we can gradually bring about a much needed shift towards a focus on outcomes and impacts. And this is really where the strength of public relations lies, not so much in initiating vast amounts of media coverage of varying quality. More work to be done. And finally, big one for me is a shift from often fluffy CSR activities to clearly defined ESG measures that present both a challenge and an opportunity for communicators. The annual staff tree planting outing no longer satisfies societal expectations, but certainly from an Australian perspective, we are way behind with the shift to ESG. So the question remains, where do communicators fit in? If ESG reporting is to be meaningful to stakeholders, it needs the input of communication experts, which in turn requires upskilling from communicators to meet sustainability agendas and expectations. Again, lots more work to be done. I'm conscious of the time. I'd love to continue this conversation. Australia as a country tends to be very inward looking, and I think it's time for the entire country, and especially us as academics, to build stronger connections with our neighbours across the region. So please feel free to reach out to me and enjoy the rest of today's discussion.
Thank you very much, Dr. Katerina. And for all of you who have been listening to her presentation, by now you probably are already seeing connections between the previous panel and this panel, where we discussed certain common themes such as AI and ESG. So whatever the trends that we are seeing in the PR profession are also things that we ought to be seeing as we continue to educate future practitioners of PR so that they can be ready to face the world when they practice their craft. Now, while we've seen the insights of our colleague from Australia, let's move to another part of the region to see if there are any commonalities as well in other parts of Asia Pacific. Our second speaker is Director of the Transnational Education Department and the Institute of Continuing Education and Professional Studies in Malaysia. She holds a PhD in communication from Auckland University in Technology in New Zealand and is a senior lecturer at the Faculty of Communication and Media Studies, University Technology, MARA. She is also a council member of the Institute of Public Relations Malaysia and member of the advisory board for Yayasan Era Surya. Currently, she has a book accepted for publication, and she writes journal articles on communities, public digital conversations, and reputation studies. She practices Iyengar yoga and bushwalks during her free time. Please welcome to your screens Dr. Wan Norbani Wan Nordin. Welcome to this discussion.
Thank you, Norman, and thank you everyone for being here. And thank you to Global Alliance and also LSPR, ASEAN PR Network for inviting me for this session. So let's move on. I think my take on the challenges in terms of education and training of public relations, I think I'm looking at it, in two-prong or two ways. So I'll look at the education challenges first, and then after that, I'll say a little bit on the training part. So again, this is actually, some thoughts and, some of the readings that I've made and also some of the experiences that I've encountered when teaching in public relations and for the last 20 years and also practicing also because, I hold a full-time job at ISEPS. When we talk about navigating education and training challenges in public relations, it looks at what, I think for Malaysia, it looks at what we have right now. So can I go to the second slide? Yes, so what we have right now is there's a lot of universities and private and public universities offering public relations, but with, I think, different names that we're still using. The gist of the content is relatively similar, but however, the one in reds are all those who use public relations, as the focus. But also there are some that's actually mixing public relations and marketing. So this is some of the universities that offers public relations. The link that I've given, the top link, is actually on the ranking that we have by EduRank on the research performance of communications and public relations. So the first is actually our university, the University UITM, for communications and public relations. We rank number 15 in Asia and 294 in the world. But if you look at the second place and the third place, is actually a science-based university, but they also do communications and PR research, and they also ranked highly in Asia and also in the world. So you can see now that there's a lot of specialization on the non-comms university or the universities that does not offer public relations or communication programs, but they do research in communications and PR as well. So so what we have right now is that, I think that's actually in Malaysia, but the existing challenges that we have, next slide, please, is having the standardization of PR education and curriculum. I think most universities like UITM, USM, Taylor's, the standardization is there, and the gist of the communication is, the gist of the content is there. However, I think it differs in terms of the strategic collaboration with industry. So government agencies and PR professionals, because some universities does it. I mean, with industry, yes, of course, but government agencies is becoming more and more important. So you need to, because a lot of countries are defining or enhancing the communication policies or PR policies. And that is actually very important, especially when you are teaching public relations. And also the love-hate relationship with technology, social media, online learning, the AI is coming in, ChatGPT. These are the things that we have to consider, or the challenges that we foresee. A lot of, I think some universities, a handful of universities are moving forward when it comes to offering a hybrid mode when it comes to university learning. And I think, depending on the target audience that you are focusing in, this is actually very important. Also, I would like to talk a little bit about global capability framework. It can somehow guide our PR practice when it comes to adapting best practices and moving forward. Prof. Zulhamri is actually looking at it or doing a longitudinal research when it comes to GCF on how we can actually adapt the framework into Malaysian perspective. So the idea was actually, I think they are exploring the Malaysian experience, and they have found 3 main themes about the potential application of GCF in Malaysia. And this one is actually looking at our history. As you know that we follow the colonization effect. I mean, there's a lot of our PR content comes from the US and the UK. I think it's now with, we've been practicing public relations until the redevelopment, we can actually use the history to actually enhance our local practices and our local concepts, our local culture. Right? The second one is actually the progression towards a more service-driven. So this is in terms of the professionalization of PR, and this is what IPRM is actually embarking on in terms of, you know, getting to govern the PR practice. And also the cultural diversity. We have 3 main races, and then, you know, culture somehow gives it a multicolor prospect or aspects of public relations practice in Malaysia. So next one. But I'm in my presentation, I want to look at the generation that we are targeting now when it comes to public relations education. So the Gen Z. So I always like to talk about the Gen Z. So now they represent one of the largest age group in terms of the overall population in Malaysia, 29%. So they are the ones that actually we are teaching right now. They are the one that we are molding. So according to Giptono et al., Gen Z is actually defined as they have the 4 E's. So electronically engaged, they're educated, they're empowered, and entrepreneurial. So, however, a lot of organization does not understand on how to tackle this generation. So we have to look at passion economies. Passion economy is job security is the least of their concerns. So they're not really into buying a house. They're not really into having, you know, an established career. They are more into flexibility. They're more into mental health. They're more into doing something that they love, you know, and getting the recognition for it. So, and also, you know, on-site and hybrid working. But there are some MNCs like Maybank and Petronas who are still, how do you say, exercising this hybrid working process whereby they allow the employees to work from home once or twice a week. Yeah. Okay, so next one. So going forward, when it comes to education, judging from who we are targeting right now, which is this Gen Z, they need a more focused education, short and precise. You cannot have a 4-hour class. They cannot last that long. You have to give them flexibility in consuming education everywhere, anywhere, all the time based on demand. The curriculum needs to be updated because now you can see comms graduates or PR graduates everywhere. So they're not just in the communication industry, they are in the legal industry, the finance industry. So in UITM, we have a specialized subject called Strategic Financial Public Relations. So focusing on investor relations, but a little bit more on reputation management of an organization based on its financial standing. So that is also another thing. And I have students working in IT, looking at quality and project management, and also in the legal office, you know, in the law firm. So it's interesting. So maybe, you know, like a change in that curriculum to actually include like an elective to enhance their understanding, and at least when they go out, they have a more choices. Yeah. And also to promote and document more Malaysian-specific PR practices in our education curriculum. So there are books coming out from, I think, a couple of universities on public relations, which highlight some of the case studies in Malaysia. So I think we need to have more of that. and also maybe adopt a micro-credentials format into our PR education curriculum. So this is addressing to those who have worked in public relations but do not have the paper qualification, so they can do a micro-credential while they work. Next one. Okay, so the challenges in training, I think is I think some of the common challenges is resource constraint, technology, measuring effectiveness, justifying your ROI, and also resistance to change. You know, some companies still do not believe in investing, money in terms of public relations comms training. Also, there's a spelling error. So being a lecturer, I will notice that. Okay, so that's mine. Balancing between theory and practice, promoting continuous learning. Okay, so that is actually some of the common challenges. But I want to talk a little bit about I want to focus a little bit on the gig economy, or the giggers, we call it the giggers. Yeah. So we can incorporate our profession with the digital. Here in Malaysia, we have MDEC. Okay, so digital economy by working with MDEC. Next one. The gig economy in Malaysia is actually increasing, you know, from the 2016 until 2021. This is the figures. There's an increase in the number of gig workers. So giggers, we call them, is that 40% of the workforce will be freelancers in the next 5 years, significantly higher than the global average. They are the ones that work full-time, but also do the gig part-time. Yeah. So by 2020, approximately 26% of the Malaysian labor force, or 4 million individuals, would participate in the gig economy as full-time giggers. This is according to Department of Statistics in Malaysia. Okay, so if you talk about the gig workers, they can be differentiated into 4 main types of platform work. So highly skilled employees and independent contractors. They have cloud-based consultants and freelancers, gig workers, food delivery, home repair, care work, and also the entirely online tasks requiring minimal training and experience. So this is some of the categories that they have been categorized into. Next one. Okay, so what we need to offer is actually looking at here. This is actually MDEC initiative. So the e-Rezeki is actually targeted for B40s, but the global online workforce, this is actually a domain-specific and professional work that requires skills and qualification to perform. So for training-wise, this is actually the best target, you know, that we can actually do placement here as well. So creative works, content writing, virtual assistants, you know, all this it might not be developing more, but I think in terms of content writing, that can be a match for public relations and comms practitioners. Next. Okay, so going forward, what we need to look at is actually provide more skill-based training via short courses and professional diploma in hybrid formats. More variety of online courses, match training with target audience, because you can see Gen Z is dominating the marketplace. So we have to make sure that they have not only the content and also the skills to actually survive that market space, and provide job placement as well. Maybe we can work with the ministry and, you know, to train PR specific skills for a sustainable project. More training for giggers, because these giggers is actually increasing, and it's interesting to see that some of my students who have graduated, they have a permanent job, but they also do their part-time gigs, yeah, for contributing to the gig economy. Next. And as a conclusion, so the link between university, industry, professional, government agency must be enhanced. Platform on how Gen Z consume education needs an upgrade. Besides providing necessary training for professionals to enhance their skill, perhaps we should also focus on the giggers with the aim to standardize the skill being consumed. Thank you everyone for your time. That's it from me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wan. Very insightful presentation. Indeed, I was particularly intrigued by your points on making sure that the way we introduce PR in the classroom is how it is really practiced in the field. No? So making sure, for example, that students understand there are many ways to practice PR. But also equally intriguing, if not more for me, is the need to keep our ears close to the ground to understand our current students, where they are, what they consume, how much content they can consume in the classroom. And is classroom learning the only way for them to enhance their skills, to be able to be equipped to work in to work in our field? So I was very much impressed by that, and I'm sure there are many more insights from our two other speakers, so I'd like to hear from them. So allow me to introduce our third speaker. He is Dean of the School of Social Science and Head of the Media Studies and Journalism Department of the University of Liberal Arts, Bangladesh. He earned his doctorate of philosophy and master's degree in communication from the University of Philippines in Diliman and his undergraduate degrees in economics and management from De La Salle University in Manila. Before joining ULAB, he headed the postgraduate program of the London School of Public Relations in Jakarta and served as research fellow at the Keynote University Research and Development Institute in Thailand. He is multi-awarded in the field of communication research and is author and editor of such books as Bangladesh's Changing Mediascape from State Control to Market. Please welcome my dear friend, Prof. Jude William Henilo, PhD.
Okay, thank you very much, Norman. I would now be sharing my screen. Okay, so I'll go straight to the topic, the challenges in public relations education in Bangladesh. I've been promoted as Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Liberal Arts of Bangladesh. So basically, reflecting on the topic, we are the only university in Bangladesh that offers a study concentration in public relations. And therefore, the question posed is really like us reflecting what are our challenges. Okay, what are our challenges in PR education in Bangladesh? So the first challenge we see is that technology rapidly changes. This is not only in terms of social media platforms, digital analytics. Co-presenters talked about generative AI, but this also has to do with the devices. Mobile devices become a lot more sophisticated. Cameras became more sophisticated and were shrinking in size. Editing machines as well. So in terms of the technological changes, the challenge to us is really us keeping investing in new equipment year after year, nonstop. It's like our equipment become obsolete in 2 years, and therefore we need to buy new equipment because we have to catch up with industry standards in what they are using. So this is one challenge, and that's why offering a PR education program is expensive for a university. The second one is PR, public relations, is multidisciplinary. Our students have to know a lot from other disciplines such as marketing. They have to know psychology. They have to know sociology, business, and therefore theories from different fields they have to know, research from different fields they have to know, because they need to apply all these things when they do public relations, because this is actually the field that we have. The next is evaluation and measurement, and our co-presenter from Australia touched on this. Yes, it is true that clients like PR practitioners to prove that they made an impact, that their PR campaigns are effective. And these are always challenging because it's not only quantitative measures that we need to teach our students on how to prove why the impact of the ECG was effective, but also qualitative measures have to be there. because in order to complete an entire story, you need qualitative and quantitative measures. And these our students have to learn and know. But as we know, many of the students who are enrolling in public relations, they're afraid of mathematics. And that's why we need to go slow and long with them in teaching all these quantitative measures. So that's a challenge to us as well. Another challenge is globalization, because Bangladesh has been exporting a lot, and therefore, with export comes globalization. And for a PR practitioner, you not only have your local country as your audience, but also outside. And therefore, you have to be first versatile with the international language. Okay, you should not only know your local language, you should know the international language, which is English. Secondly, you have to be competent in terms of your intercultural communication competence. That is very important. You have to understand different cultural norms. If you talk to a Chinese, you should know the norms of the Chinese. If you talk to a European, you should know the norms of a European. And you should understand communication styles from different parts of the world. Okay, so our students have to be understanding that. So it's a challenge for us, especially that in Bangladesh, students want to limit themselves only with the local language. And also being so centric in terms of culture and not being able to look at other cultures. Okay, so if we look at the trends in PR education in Bangladesh, it's only us that offer a full-length program, but other universities, they may just have a course or simple certificate on public relations. There are training centers that offer certificate courses. And also, if you look at the PR professionals in the country, most of them come from other disciplines, such as engineering or medicine. Some come from business. And therefore, if you look at the PR practitioners in Bangladesh, they don't have a common language, they don't have a common background. And that's one reason why it is difficult for us here in terms of educating PR practitioners in Bangladesh. So conclusion is that, well, I think we need to collaborate with other people in industry, professionals, stakeholders, so that PR education would remain relevant, practical, and effective. So I think that's all I have to say today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jude. I think a lot of what you mentioned already resonates with what the others have mentioned, how our industry is evolving very quickly with technology, the need for better metrics, the need to understand globalization. And apart from that, what you also mentioned is that there is a need for us to understand that within the realm of PR, there are other disciplines that need to be understood by the student as he or she becomes an effective practitioner in the field. So understanding all of these other disciplines that include marketing, government relations, and other influencer marketing, for example, or investor relations, all of these are skills that we ought to be teaching our students eventually so that they can become better practitioners in the future. We do have one more speaker to end our discussion on our second panel, and allow me to introduce him to you. This fourth speaker graduated with a doctorate in philosophy at the Graduate School of Communication Arts and Management Innovation, National Institute of Development Administration in Bangkok. He currently works as Public Relations Officer and Chief of Corporate Communication at Mahidol University International College in Thailand, and is a member of the Academic Committee for Innovation and Foreign Affairs of the Thailand Public Relations Association. He has over 20 years' experience in higher education and has spoken internationally in various universities and conferences. He is passionate about digital PR, marketing communication, and social media, and is a part-time lecturer, freelance photographer, and travel blogger. Allow me to introduce you, Dr. Nutabon Porn Ratanatsa, Rowan, or Dr. Chung, as we fondly call him. Dr. Chung.
Everyone hear me right? Okay, so thank you so much, and good day for warming greeting to each of you. I'm Dr. Nathabun Paul from Thailand, and I'm very deeply honored to serve as the representative speaker from Thailand. And today we are quite sharing with the topic that the navigating of the sharing the education and public relations. So first of all, I would like to share my screen. Okay. So today I maybe will talk in two parts of the Thailand education system and PR and communication management professional landscape. So first of all, I just want to say that the education landscape, we quite have a lot of the situation that we are forced in nowadays. So first of all, that's the declining of the populations. Thailand is witnessing of the declining of population goals due to decreasing of birth rate and aging population. So the shift of impact education with the fueling the young of people entering of the system, posing the enrollment challenging of the education's institutions. Diverse of the curriculum offerings, numbers of the education introduced rapid challenge, rapid of the change in the communication technology, importance of the online education and trainings, integration of the new media or AI. So that all that we are watching nowadays. So maybe I will show you a little bit about the declining of the population right now. So most of the you can see that right now we're going to decreasing of the number of the birth rate. That is going to be the problem in the future. And the second one that we maybe you can see that the population in Thailand almost is stay in the Bangkok or central of the Bangkok. And the next one, I maybe show you a little bit about the numbers of the educational institutes in Thailand. So we have more than 172 high school institutes. That's is providing your education in Thailand. So if we look at in the focus on the public relation communications cost, we around that the 30 institutes and only few of the training education private institutions. So the challenge in the Thailand context is limited of resource, curriculum relevance, language barriers, technologies and integrations, industry engagement. So the address on in this system, right? So that's we are trying to curriculum review and update, adjusting curriculum to industry needs, professional developments for the faculties, language support, anticipating the technology for virtual learning, encouraging lifelong learning, internship and industry of cooperation, and fostering of ethical leadership. The next, we are focused on the public relation and communications management. As of the day, right, the overview of the public relation and communication management in Thailand continue to embodied in the responding to variety of factors, including of the technological and advancements, shift in the consumer behavior and change in the political and economic landscape. So here is a snapshot for the current situation in Thailand. One is digital transformation, AI and chat GPT is more two powerful tools that the public relation practitioner can be used that one to be the one of the helping for your time and your maybe writing or picturing the picture or creating your PowerPoint. And the next is the political of the environment, cost, the cultural communication. So CSR situation or consumer engagement, measuring of analytics, and global training integration. So that is the one that we are fostering in the future, at the moment. So in Thailand, so they have the several challenge of the related educational training in the field of the public relation and communication that we are including. The current situation, that is the one of the limited of access to quality education, updates of curriculum, list of the practical experience, shortage of the qualified instructors, language barrier, limited industry connection, and risk of the specific options, and also the less presentation of the political and cultural dimension. So that's how to advise in this to develop that. One is revise to curriculum regular to match industry trends. The second one is providing the hand-on training, internship, industry projects, offer faculty development program to stay current, maybe learning about new technology or some of the how to present your class or online class to be more developed or intent of the situation. Attributes, industry partnership and advisory board. So that is mean the university or some of the partnership should be focused or collaborate with the industry that can be bring them to come in your college, or maybe have to be the advisory board for advise you the develop of your course or improving your class or improving your internship. Emphasize languages, particularly in the English. Introduce of the specific tasks and elective of course, including the ethics of the cultural sensitivities in the curriculum. Promote continuing education and professional developments. Seek the government support and fundings, and monitoring and evaluate program effectiveness of the continuous improvement. This is my side that we are to be in this topic. Thank you for your attention, and participants should be in have the inquiry. So if you need any more query, please don't hesitate to contact or to follow up on my email or WhatsApp, or you can see my some of the line ID also. Thank you, Norman.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chung, and thanks for sharing your insights from your part of the world regarding the challenges of education in PR from Thailand. And of course, I wish we had so much time to really dissect this topic further and to interrogate all our panelists regarding the insights that you've shared with us. Unfortunately, we don't have that much time, but I would like to summarize some of the key points that I personally have taken away from this fruitful discussion. I know that we've all mentioned how education is very important to fuel our economy and to make sure that we are creating a new generation of effective PR practitioners in society. But what that needs really is for all of us, not only educators, but PR professionals as well, to have our ears close to the ground and to understand how our practice is evolving very quickly, and to move at the pace as culture is moving. But that also means trying to understand not only how our profession is evolving and making sure that our students understand that, but also making sure that we understand how our students have evolved. Ever since the pandemic, they've also changed their habits in the way they consume content and try to learn. And we've got to adapt to that and make sure that the methods by which we are introducing the topic of PR to them reflects also or resonates with the way that they have evolved. A lot of questions have arisen in this discussion. Is PR continuing to be desirable or relevant or even meaningful to our students today? Are there enough universities adequately preparing students to be more equipped to be effective PR professionals? Are we even providing the right learning experiences for them? How can we standardize or even localize? Or is there even a clash between standardizing and localizing? How can universities ensure that the classroom learning moves at the speed by which PR is being practiced in the real world, given new tech and metrics and ESG that are come to the fore? And how do we better institutionalize faculty development and industry partnership and create even advisory boards so that we ensure that what is being taught in the classroom reflects what is being practiced in the real world? Who initiates discussions like these? Do the educators need to involve more practitioners in the faculty? Should professionals include many more educators into their organizations? And how do we foster that collaboration? How do we even involve government as well as alumni, perhaps, to contribute to this conversation? We all know that saying that it takes an entire village to rear a child. And in this case, that is also very true. In our own village of PR practitioners, it takes so many of us educators, PR professionals, members of government, even alumni, to come together to ensure that we are supplying our economy and our community and our society with the people who will soon be effective practitioners who will take over our own jobs in the PR world. So with that, we end our panel 2 discussion. I take you back to our host today, Giselle, but I do have one question for you, which I'm sure everybody wants to know. Will people get a copy of these wonderful presentations or even a recording of this discussion?
Yes,
Thanks
yes.
again. And
we will be. Thank you so much, Norman. Thank you for the question. I would also like to share to everyone, especially the participants, the audience, that we will be sharing all the materials. We will be emailing to you. We have actually just also shared to you the APRN Secretariat email for those questions that you wanted to ask our panelists, and we'll get back to you definitely. And also, this is on live streaming on YouTube, where you can always go back and watch us again in the link, because this is really very an insightful discussions among practitioners and educators. Thank you so much. And this is actually already like the pinnacle of our event, where we want to officially launch the Global Alliances Education Training Development Month, or the GAETTM 2024. So we have to get ready to immerse ourselves in a world of communication and public relations excellence with an array of insightful articles, captivating presentations, and invaluable resources awaiting you. So you can access these knowledge resources on the Global Alliance website for free. Watch out. From today until the end of April, every day we will be uploading resources that you can access and check on it, and could also be used in your discussions in class, in PR subjects, or anything that you want to dive deeper. So without further ado, let's ignite GAETTM 2024 with excitement and enthusiasm. So we have here a video to launch this month's GAETTM. So let's see, the countdown starts now. I think we have some technical errors, but that's it for today. Is a 1st of April, not an April Fool's Day, but everyone is having a wonderful time together with our moderators and panelists. And for the record, we had almost 400 from the many participants who registered. And thank you so much. We'll be sharing everyone to all of you, the materials and the photos. And we have now officially launched the GA DTM 2024. Congratulations to everyone. And also don't forget to check our available materials through GA website and also GA YouTube. So before we say goodbye, okay, and continue with our day, let's have a photo session. Let me invite everyone to please turn on your camera so we can capture these moments. All right, so the Secretariat team, okay, you're all good? All right, so let me count to 3. I think we have how many slides here, but we'll just continue doing it. Okay, so smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, again. All right. There you go. Are we all good? Okay, APRN Secretariat already said everything was captured already. So thank you again and for being part of today's event. So I would like also to tell everyone that we will still have another series of webinar that would cover also the other continents, Africa, North America, South America, and Europe. So until then, take care and goodbye.
Picture perfect, you don't need no filter. Gorgeous, make them drop dead, you a killer. Shower you with all my attention. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Stay in the kitchen, cooking up, cut your own bread. Heart full of equity, you're an asset. Make sure that you don't need no mentions. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Shout out to your mom and dad for making you